The following is a presentation of KNED Sports.
Live from the KNED studios on Electric Avenue in McAlester, Oklahoma, it's time for Running with the Herd, a weekly McAlester Athletics coaches show, brought to you by David's Trading Yard, Chick-fil-A of McAlester, Reagan Auto, and What About Bob's Restaurant.
Welcome to Running with the Herd, Episode 3, here on Electric Avenue in McAlester, Oklahoma. This is the voice of the Buffaloes and your host of Running with the Herd, Brandon Green, here for Episode 3, which includes McAlester Cheer. Again, Running with the Herd is brought to you by David's Trading Yard, What About Bob's, Reagan Auto, and Chick-fil-A McAlester. Here in Episode 3, we have McAlester Cheer and head coach Brooklyn Williams. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So let's go ahead and let's just get started off with this one. You guys have had the offseason to get ready for this upcoming season, and the competition's going to be coming up pretty close, which we'll talk about in a little while. But first, how has the offseason been like for McAlester Cheer?
It's been good. We did 2 camps this summer. We did NCA. We hosted in June. And then we went to JNC camp in Norman just recently, the end of July, and it was good. We did Summer Pride all summer. We some of our girls hit 100%, so I'm pretty proud about that.
Sweet.
And yeah, so it's been pretty good. We did choreography for our competition coming up in September, so yeah.
All right, and so my family actually comes from a little bit of a cheer family. My
Mhm.
wife was a cheer captain down in Atoka. My mom was a cheer captain for McAlester High School as well. And so I was wanting to ask, when you guys have cheer tryouts, like what is the breakdown for the selection process to decide who's going to be in competitions and who makes the team really?
So when we host tryouts, we have a clinic for 2 days before, and they learn. They just go over tumbling and jumps, and we teach them the cheer and everything. And then we hired 2 cheerleaders from OU, and they came down and judged the girls. And so we had a break in scores. So that's who determined who was going to be on the varsity team. And then the top 12 scores are on our competition team.
Oh, I didn't even know that you guys brought in people
Yeah.
from out of town, especially from OU, so that kind of keeps it impartial a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense here. So everyone knows that McAlester Cheer is a group of top-tier supporters for multitudes of McAlester athletic programs, and we see your squad cheer them on throughout the school year. But what does the competitive schedule look like for McAlester Cheer?
So our first competition is September 21st,
Okay.
and that is our regional performance competition. And then the next weekend is state. So if we'll make it, hopefully, that weekend, we go to state the following weekend.
Okay.
And then our game day is in November.
Game day in November, all right. And the season is young.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys haven't really truly started
Yeah.
yet, but who do you see being some big-time leaders on the cheer squad this year?
I have several leaders. I honestly can say I can tell any one of my girls anything, and they're going to lead the team. I have 2 seniors. I have Kimmy Young and I have Melissa Elizondo. They're good leaders. I have my captains here, Sophie and Graceland, and they are really good leaders. I can count on them for anything. I have Ava Harvey. She's a good team leader when it comes to everyone getting down. She's always bringing people up.
Right.
So, yeah, pretty much all of them, but those are my main go-to leaders.
Well, that seems like
Yeah.
a lot of the squad there.
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward to this year?
I'm excited for football season, and I'm excited for competition.
Competition. And
Yeah.
now, is anyone nervous so far for football season?
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
the first game jitters? I'll tell you one thing. I've been broadcasting football now for 10 years, and I still get first game jitters.
Yeah.
Just
Last night we went to the football field, actually, at 6:30, and it was very hot.
Mm-hmm.
And we went through, like, a game day,
Yeah.
how it would be. And I think it got them excited, and
Cool.
It was fun. So we went through the tunnel and the sideline and the halftime and all the things. So
That's
it was
awesome.
exciting for them.
Now, as we mentioned earlier, you guys support a multitude of programs. How can people support you, not just athletic programs, but more specifically people that see McAlester Cheer for what they are, top-tier supporters and a fantastic, talented group of young women? How can people help you guys out, maybe financially? Like, what fundraisers do you guys have throughout the year?
We are doing, well, we actually host Snowball. So
Okay.
we do the decorating and the parents do all the stuff. In the October 17th, I think, we are doing Little Buff Cheer Clinic at
Sweet.
the football games, and that's a big fundraiser.
Yeah, everyone loves that every year.
Yeah. And then we did several fundraisers throughout the summer. We are doing sponsorships, so if anyone wants to sponsor still, you can still sponsor.
How can they go about doing that?
Just getting a hold of me or my booster president, Amy Hardaway. She's the best. So either one of us, then we can get the paperwork for that.
That's awesome. All right, we're going to take a 2-minute break. We're going to thank some of our sponsors, pay some bills. When we come back, we're going to be speaking with Graceland and Sophie, those McAlester Cheer captains at Brooklyn. Coach Williams was just mentioning earlier. So let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll be right back here on K.
Come by David's Trading Yard on the north end of Kiowa, Oklahoma, and check out the new Bad Boy 25 horsepower backhoe model 1025 on sale for $21,500 or just $306 a month with good credit. We have Bad Boy mowers, tractors, and implements. Call 918-432-5671. That's 918-432-5671. Or stop by David's Trading Yard on the north end of Kiowa, Oklahoma. Open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Chick-fil-A is a proud sponsor of Running with the Herd. When it's time to feed your herd, bring them to Chick-fil-A McAlester, voted McAllister's #1 fast food restaurant for the 2nd straight year. Whether you are dining in, coming through the drive-thru, door dashing, or letting us cater your special event, we are ready to serve you. It is always our pleasure. Chick-fil-A McAlester. Go Buffs!
School is back in session, and Reagan Auto would like to help kids in need of a backpack for this school year. We have 100 backpacks for boys and girls.
No way!
From now until they're all gone. Come by Reagan Auto at 306 East Wyandotte here in McAlester. Grab a bag and say hello. From us here at Reagan Auto, thanks to our valued customers for making this possible.
What About Bob's Restaurant, the home of Bob's Sunrise Surprise, is located at 610 North Main in McAlester. What About Bob serves up your favorite comfort food 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Go down and see Olivia and the gang for breakfast and lunch. What About Bob's Restaurant, open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Check them out on their Facebook page, What About Bob's, 610 North Main in McAlester.
78 degrees in McAlester, Oklahoma. It is 8:38 in the morning here on episode 3 of Running with the Herd, brought to you by David's Trading Yard, What About Bob's, Reagan Auto, and Chick-fil-A McAlester, which brought over some nice grub this morning, so thank you to Chick-fil-A McAlester. This is Brandon Green, the voice of the Buffaloes, here with episode 3 of Running with the Herd, featuring McAlester Cheer. Now, we already spoke with Coach Williams. Now we have a couple of McAlester Cheer captains with us today. We have Sophie and we have Graceland. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right, so we're going to start off with an icebreaker. It's an easy way to be able to just get your feet wet when it comes to getting ready for some questions. If you could attend any celebrity wedding, which would it be?
That's a hard question.
Yeah, that's hard.
Question.
I feel like Taylor Swift and
I
Travis
knew it.
Kelce.
I knew it.
I feel like they're
knew
going
it.
to get married.
I knew it. Absolutely knew it. That's the couple I had in mind
Yep.
when I asked the question, when I wrote it down.
Yeah, mine would be the same thing. Travis Kelce and
Yeah.
Taylor.
I think someone's rooting for Ben Affleck and J-Lo to kind of get married, but I don't know.
Yes.
They already have been once before,
Yes.
I think. Anyway, so I think a lot of people would find it interesting to know how you guys kind of got your start in McAlester Cheer, and I don't know why my thumb keeps on going off right now, but we're good. How did you guys get your start in McAlester Cheer?
So I actually wasn't a McAlester Junior High cheerleader. I am from Frank Chambers Elementary School.
Same
and
here.
Really?
Yes,
That's
same
cool.
here, yeah.
Wow. I cheered for Savannah, and that just really started a love for cheer, and it was great. And then I tried out my freshman year, and I ended up making it, and then now we're here as sophomores, and it's been amazing.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot here. This is going to be a little bit of a shout out to Frank Chambers a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite teacher at Frank Chambers?
She wasn't necessarily a teacher, but Donna Curry.
Oh, yeah.
She was amazing.
Absolutely.
She was my 4-H leader. But Miss Kraft is great, and Mr. Belt. They were some of my favorite
I had
teachers.
all of them.
Really?
I knew
That's
Mrs.
awesome.
Curry extremely
Yeah.
well. And then Coach Belt was my favorite teacher
Yes,
over at
I
Frank
love him.
Chambers. I love Coach Belt. It's hard to pick a favorite, but I think I was
It
probably
is.
closest
They're all
to Coach
amazing.
Belt. Now, Graceland, what got you into not just McAlester cheer, but maybe cheer in general?
My mom cheered in high school, so as soon as I could walk, she signed me up for tumbling. And I did tumbling from when I was 3 till now. I've never stopped tumbling, but I did do all-star cheer, which is competitive. I did that for most of my life. And then, such as Sophie said, I moved to Frank Chambers and I stopped cheering for a little bit. And then I moved back to McAlester in 6th grade and tried out for my junior high cheer, 7th and 8th grade, and then I cheered. And then I cheered till now.
Now, we got a couple of Buffaloes, but it's nice to know that once a Falcon, always a Falcon over here, too. That's cool. And also, I think it's funny that you mentioned as soon as you could really walk, you're going to be a cheerleader.
Yes.
I was mentioning to Coach Williams earlier that my family kind of comes from a McAlester cheer family. Well, even though my wife went to school at Atoka, was cheer at Atoka, she, as soon as Harper could walk, she's about 1.5, all about to be 2 years old.
Yeah.
As soon as she could stand, she had a McAlester cheer outfit.
Yeah, that's my mom.
It's somewhere on the internet right now, probably on her Facebook right now.
Yes.
Who have been some people you have looked up to or been a role model to get you guys where you are today?
So my mom has always been a role model of mine. She's amazing. She's actually booster president for cheer right now, so she works with Brooklyn a lot and the girls on our team. There are some really great role models on the McAlester cheer team right now, and they just lift everyone up. They encourage me when I'm feeling down, and we're just a really great team this year. I'm excited for the season.
Awesome. Graceland?
I have to say me and my mom have been through a lot together, but she's never let me down. And definitely in cheer, she's always pulled me up and told me that I was the best no matter what.
Right.
So that's kept me going, I think, most of my life through cheer.
That's really cool. And I think that, Sophie, when you mentioned that you have, the girls on your team are role models also for you, when you look at y'all as sophomore cheer captains, what does that mean to you guys? To be just in 10th grade, but also to be captains for your squad?
It's an honor, honestly. Yeah. It's such a privilege, and I'm so happy that we get to experience this, and we get to do it together. Me and Graceland have coordinated stuff together, and it's just been really amazing.
I think the same that she said. Me and Sophie have a really good privilege. Mm-hmm. We both work our butt off at cheer, so that kind of brought us up. Because if you show the confidence, then you'll be brought up automatically. Mm-hmm. So you just have to bring other people up, and that makes us feel both great.
Well, I can tell you guys have done a great job so far. I mean, I think you're a little bit nervous coming into it, but you guys have hit a grand slam, I'd say.
Thank you.
I got a couple more questions. What has been your favorite moment in cheer up to this point? Doesn't necessarily have to just be McAlester, but your favorite moment in cheer in general.
I think my favorite moment was this year at camp. Our team bonded so much at camp, and we all got really close. There was some really fun things like the pool party and the talent show. We learned a lot of choreography, and we did a lot of amazing stunts that we're actually going to show off at some of the football games. So, yeah, it was just amazing.
Now, when you mentioned, a talent show, does that mean that you guys did things? No.
We didn't do anything in the talent show, but there was some really amazing people at camp that did an amazing production. There was one team, I think it was Little Axe, and they did a Toy Story talent show. So they all dressed up as characters. It was cool.
Did anyone do an Andy's Coming?
Yes.
Yeah,
sweet.
There we go. So cute.
Graceland?
I'd have to say the same thing. We had 2 camps this year, but by far I love J&C. It was in Norman. We just had it recently. But it was really fun. We all spent the night together and woke up together. So I feel like when you do that, a lot of bonding builds.
Right.
So we all went to breakfast together, lunch, dinner, and so after all that, I feel like we all got a lot closer.
Now, you both have mentioned you're really looking forward to the season. Is there anything in particular, if you had to pick one thing you're looking forward to most this season, what would it be?
Honestly, football games. I'm really excited. The first one is next week, which is
That's crazy.
Working. Yes,
so
I agree.
Crazy.
We've been working so hard. We've been practicing all of our cheers, doing halftime shows and sideline performances. And I'm just excited for all our work to pay off and just to get to perform in front of everybody. And just knowing that the little girls are watching us, because I was once a little girl at a McAlester football game, and I did the little buff clinics, and just seeing those little girls out there, it makes me happy and it brings me joy just knowing that they get to watch us.
Sweet. Graceland?
I'm most excited for the little buff camps because just like Sophie said, those little girls, they look up to you because, most little girls are cheerleaders, and so it's so much fun, bonding with them and helping them because they look up to us.
Right.
So it's so much fun.
Now, Coach Williams is also mentioning kind of the walkthrough just
Yes.
last night. How was that?
Yes.
But did that kind of get you pumped up a little bit for the
Yes.
season a little bit more?
Yeah.
I figured it would. And here's our last question. It's always a fun one. What is your favorite cheer?
Oh, my favorite cheer. Well, we have this one called Groovies, and it's just like a neutral cheer, so we get to do it during timeouts or whenever, and it's a really fun cheer.
Okay. Graceland?
I'd say it's called FIGHT. It's also a neutral cheer, so you can do it for any sport, and you can do it whether you're on defense or offense,
Right.
and it's really fun.
Okay. That was Graceland and Sophie, McAlester cheer captains, sophomores here on the program Running with the Herd. Thank you guys so much for coming by. You guys did a fantastic job. I don't know why y'all were ever nervous.
Thank
you
you.
for having
Great
us.
job. So again, this is Running with the Herd, episode 3. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with head coach Brooklyn Williams, speaking about some questions about her. Just ask a little bit about her so you can get to know McAlester Cheers head coach a little bit better. So again, this is Running with the Herd, brought to you by David's Trading Yard, What About Bob's, Reagan Auto, and Chick-fil-A.
Come by David's Trading Yard on the north end of Kiowa, Oklahoma, and check out the new Bad Boy 25 horsepower backhoe model 1025 on sale for $21,500 or just $306 a month with good credit. We have Bad Boy mowers, tractors, and implements. Call 918-432-5671. That's 918-432-5671. Or stop by David's Trading Yard on the north end of Kiowa, Oklahoma. Open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Chick-fil-A is a proud sponsor of Running with the Herd. When it's time to feed your herd, bring them to Chick-fil-A McAlester. Voted McAllister's #1 fast food restaurant for the 2nd straight year. Whether you are dining in, coming through the drive-thru, door dashing, or letting us cater your special event, we are ready to serve you. It is always our pleasure. Chick-fil-A McAlester. Go Buffs!
School is back in session, and Reagan Auto would like to help kids in need of a backpack for this school year. We have 100 backpacks for boys and girls.
No way.
From now until they're all gone. Come by Reagan Auto at 306 East Wyandotte here in McAlester. Grab a bag and say hello. From us here at Reagan Auto, thanks to our valued customers for making this possible.
What About Bob's Restaurant, the home of Bob's Sunrise Surprise, is located at 610 North Main in McAlester. What About Bob serves up your favorite comfort food 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Go down and see Olivia and the gang for breakfast and lunch. What About Bob's Restaurant, open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Check them out on their Facebook page, What About Bob's, 610 North Main in McAlester.
Travis goes.
All right, time for our final segment of Running with the Herd, episode 3, which is brought to you by David's Trading Yard, What About Bob's, Reagan Auto, and Chick-fil-A McAlester. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green here, and also your host of Running with the Herd. And we have back with us head coach McAlester cheer, Brooklyn Williams. So, welcome back.
I'm back.
They did pretty good, right?
They did good.
And
Yeah.
not too shabby at all. So, we asked your players, now we're going to ask you. So, what was your start in cheer, and what made you want to become head coach?
So actually, I danced my whole life.
Okay.
I danced for 16 years
Oh, wow.
at Pam's Academy of Dance.
Okay.
And so really Palm was my strong suit because it's more dancing. And they had a little hiccup last year where they needed a coach. And I reached out to Coach Singleton. And he was like, yes, come see me. And so I got with Coach Mason, which was the coach before me, and then him. And so I started in October last year, and I went to a football game, and I was like, okay, I'm in. So I started in October, and I've stopped since. I've been going since.
So what has that transition been like to go from maybe palm more your strong suit to cheer?
I've had to learn a lot.
Okay.
We went to Coach's Clinic this summer, me and my assistant, Coach Harris, and we learned all the rules. And when I first started, I was like, 5, 6, 7, 8, go. Because I was like, this isn't like dance
Right.
at all. So it was kind of a transition, but I've learned a lot in the last year and a half, just being around it and Coach's Clinic
Right.
and all the rules and stuff. So yeah.
Now, you mentioned that you danced for 16 years. Do you remember the first event that you danced at? Just curious. Doesn't have to be the first one you ever did at, but the first one you remember, maybe.
When I was very young, I did all the little buff pom and cheer clinics.
Right.
And so, I do remember, like, my grandma was the basketball coach and the cheer coach at McAlester.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was, like, 4.
Yeah.
And all the girls would put me in a stunt at the basketball games.
Uh-huh.
And still people come to me now and they're like, hey, I was the one that put you in the stunt. Or I cheered with you on the sideline and you were like 3.
That's
so
awesome.
That's fun to just remember and know that my grandma coached cheer here too.
Right.
Yeah.
Does Coach Williams have any superstitions?
Maybe.
Maybe. So you're not superstitious, but maybe a little stitious?
Yeah, maybe a little.
What is your favorite home-cooked meal?
Let's see. I love a good steak and potatoes.
Steak and potatoes.
Yeah.
All right. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
How do you have your steak cooked?
Medium.
Medium.
I don't like it too dark, and I don't like it like bleeding.
See, I've always been medium well. I just
Oh,
a
yeah?
little bit more cooked. What is some of the best advice you've ever gotten?
Be honest, be encouraging, and be confident.
Okay, and our last one here, which squad member would you pick to win an arm wrestling competition?
Let's see. Nemo.
Nemo?
You know, we have a football player on our cheer team.
Oh, well, that kind of.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
I guess
he
it
would
counts.
definitely win.
I guess that counts. But let's go to the other side of this thing. We're going from strength now to speed. Who would win in a race?
Probably Coral. I can see Coral winning a race.
Coral winning a race. All right, Coach. Thank you for joining us today. Is there anything else that you'd like to add before we sign off here?
No. Go Buffs.
Go Buffs. That's all I like to hear there. Again, that was Running with the Herd, Episode 3 with head coach Brooklyn Williams of McAlester Cheer. Once again, thank you so much for coming on the program today.
Thank you.
All right, again, Running with the Herd brought to you by David's Trading Yard, What About Bob's, Reagan Auto, and Chick-fil-A McAlester. Until next week, guys, don't just have a great week. Have a Buffalo week, everybody.